Welcome to today's Transformation Dive. Ready to stop doom scrolling your bank account and start building a future you're actually excited about? Tired of feeling like you're playing financial whack-a-mole? Good, because we're about to pull back the curtain on what really moves the needle in your financial life. And hint, it's probably not what you think. If you're into real, actionable money and mindset content, hit like and subscribe. It helps way more than you think and helps us reach more people who need this message. Also, drop a comment below with where you're watching from, or share your biggest money habit win so far. Big or small, celebrate it. Let's dive in and change the way you think about success. You know that feeling, right? The one where you nervously check your bank balance at the end of the month, maybe even peeking through your fingers like it's a scary movie scene. And yikes, there's barely anything there. Or worse, it's dipped into the red. You feel trapped, stuck. And the stories start. I just don't make enough. Or this economy is rigged. Or honestly, all that money stuff is way too complicated for me. Sound familiar? You might even feel like wealthy people have some secret handshake, some hidden map you just can't find. So you dive down the rabbit hole of endless videos, desperate for that one weird trick banks hate, or the next meme coin that promises 100x overnight, or maybe the ultimate passive income stream that requires zero effort. Spoiler, that one's a myth too. It's a swirling mix of anxiety and maybe a flicker of hope. But beneath it all, there's this heavy weight of powerlessness. But let me hit you with something real, something sharp. That feeling of being powerless, that's the biggest lie you're letting yourself believe. Building financial freedom, creating wealth, managing your money effectively, it's not about striking it rich tomorrow or mastering complex trading algorithms. Think of it like getting fit. You don't need a superhero gym membership or a celebrity trainer. It's about mastering yourself, applying a few fundamental exercises, a few simple principles with ruthless consistency. These aren't Wall Street secrets. They are the rules of the game. Simple rules that absolutely transformed my relationship with money. And they can do the same for you. This brings us to a crucial core concept right at the start. The true obstacle isn't outside you, it's within. The myth we need to bust immediately is that financial success is primarily about external factors or complex knowledge. The surprising truth? It's fundamentally about internal discipline and consistent, simple actions. It's about showing up, being honest with your current situation, and applying these basic rules. Ask yourself, what if the complexity isn't in the money, but in your avoidance of looking at it honestly? This shift in perspective, from searching for external secrets to focusing on internal consistency, is the first and most powerful step. It's the difference between hoping for a lottery win and building a solid foundation, brick by brick. All right, moving into the absolute bedrock. Section 2, title, Foundation Track and Pay Yourself First. Rule number 1, the non-negotiable starting point that changes everything, is brutally simple. You have to know where your money is actually going. Period. Think of it like trying to lose weight without tracking what you eat, or running a business without checking the balance sheet. You can't manage what you don't measure. You probably think you know where it goes. A swipe here, a click there, that bill, this lunch, it all feels small in the moment. But when you finally pull back the curtain and see the hard numbers staring back, maybe seeing $500 vanishing on forgotten subscriptions, another $300 on takeout because you were too tired to cook, or $100 on impulse buys you didn't even need. It's less about shame, and it is a wake-up call. It's the difference between floating aimlessly and finally seeing the financial landscape you're navigating. You stop lying to yourself about those sneaky spending habits. Once you have that crystal-clear awareness, rule number 2 becomes possible, and it's one of the most powerful behavioral hacks in personal finance. Pay yourself first. Before rent, before groceries, before that coffee, you pay you. This means automatically setting aside a percentage or even a fixed amount of every dollar you earn for savings, investing, or debt reduction before you touch the rest. This completely flips the script. Instead of hoping there's money left over to save, there usually isn't. You budget and spend what's left over after you've secured a piece of your future. It takes discipline initially, yes, but it builds a financial muscle that gets stronger with each pay cycle. The surprising insight here, the real myth bust, is when people say they can't afford to save. The reality is they can't afford not to. When you make saving the priority, your spending adjusts to the available funds. It forces consciousness and creativity. Remember Sarah, beginner, out of college, felt broke. She tracked everything. The shock was real. Then, she set up an auto transfer of just $50 a week right after payday. Just do it. This one habit change can unlock everything else. All right, you're tracking your money. Maybe you've even set up that first automatic transfer for savings. Awesome. But before you start dreaming too big, there are 2 financial forces actively working against your progress, like villains in your own money story. Rule number 3 hits hard, but is absolutely essential. Ruthlessly eliminate high-interest debt. We're talking about those credit cards, predatory payday loans, maybe even some nasty personal loans. This isn't just a bill. It's a financial anchor with compounding interest actively dragging your balance up, not down. Think about it. While your potential investments might offer a decent return, say 7 to 10% per year, credit card interest rates can be 18%, 20%, even 25% plus. Seriously, there is no investment you can consistently find that offers a guaranteed return higher than the cost of that debt. Paying off high-interest debt? That's quite possibly the single highest guaranteed return on your money you will ever get. Parallel to attacking that debt dragon, rule number 4 is building your financial shield. Establish an emergency fund. This is cold, hard cash, sitting somewhere easily accessible, a separate savings account, ideally, ready for life's inevitable curveballs. The car dies? Job loss? Urgent medical bill? This is what the emergency fund is for. Why is this a rule? Because if you don't have this buffer, that unexpected $1,000 problem goes straight onto a high-interest credit card, completely unraveling the progress you've made, tracking, saving, and paying off debt. An emergency fund isn't about wealth accumulation. It's about stability and resilience during the inevitable storms. It buys you precious time, crucial options, and perhaps most importantly, invaluable peace of mind. Here's a surprising fact many miss. You don't need a massive fund to start feeling the benefits. Even just $500 or $1,000 can cover many minor crises and prevent that painful slide back into the debt trap. Think of David, who had $8,000 on credit cards while trying to save for a down payment. Every dollar he put towards his savings goal felt pointless because the credit card interest was piling up faster than he could save. Using the awareness he gained from tracking, he paused his extra down payment savings and focused every spare cent, ruthlessly, on paying off the highest interest card first. It felt like climbing a steep hill, but every payment was a tangible win against that percentage monster. At the same time, he kept a small $500 buffer in a separate savings account. When his laptop suddenly died, that emergency fund covered a used replacement without touching his credit cards. The sense of relief was immense, providing a powerful boost to his debt payoff motivation. That little fund kept him on track. Here's what I want you to do right now. First, list all your non-mortgage debts. Write down the current balance and, critically, the interest rate for each one. Focus your energy and any extra payments you can find using your new tracking habit on the debt with the highest interest rate first. This is the debt avalanche method, and it's mathematically the fastest way out. Second, look back at that automatic savings transfer you hopefully set up. If you don't have $500 in savings yet, redirect that transfer specifically towards building a starter emergency fund in a separate account. Ask yourself, what's stopping you from hitting that initial $500 goal ASAP? This one habit changed everything for me in terms of feeling secure enough to truly attack debt. Now that your foundation is solid, you know your cash flow, you're paying yourself first, you're tackling that high-interest debt, and building your safety net, it's time to shift gears. You're moving from defense to offense, and that brings us to Rule 5, understanding and harnessing the single most powerful force in wealth building, compounding. People sometimes call it the eighth wonder of the world, and for good reason. Imagine a small snowball rolling down a hill. It starts slow, but gathers snow, gaining size and speed exponentially. That's compounding. It's when your money earns returns, and those returns also start earning returns. Money, making money, making money. It's almost invisible at first, like watching grass grow. But over long periods, think decades, it becomes absolutely explosive. A modest amount invested consistently in your 20s can become a fortune by retirement, leaving the same amount saved later in life far behind. This leads directly to Rule 6, invest consistently. You don't need a crystal ball or a finance degree. Forget trying to pick the next hot stock like you're betting on a long shot. For most people, the simplest, most effective strategy is consistent investing into low-cost, broad market index funds or ETFs. This is often called dollar cost averaging, DCA. You set a fixed amount, maybe $100, $200, whatever you can manage, to be invested automatically every single month, regardless of whether the market is having a good day or a bad day. When the market dips, your fixed amount buys more shares. When it's up, it buys fewer. Over time, this averages out your purchase price and, crucially, removes the gut-wrenching stress and futility of trying to time the market. Trust me, even the pros fail at this constantly. Here's the surprising part. Consistency often beats cleverness every single time. Someone who invested a set amount month after month for 20 years will almost certainly have a significantly larger portfolio than someone who tried to jump in and out based on news headlines or a feeling. Ask yourself, have you ever tried to time the market and regretted it? Don't make it harder than it needs to be. If you have access to an employer-sponsored retirement plan, like a 401k, find out how to set up automatic contributions today. Start with even just 1% or 2% of your paycheck, if that's all you can manage right now, and make a goal to increase it by 1% each year until you hit 10 to 15%. If you don't have an employer plan, open a low-cost brokerage account online and set up an automatic transfer of a small amount, $25, $50, $100, whatever fits your budget, every month, to buy shares in just one broad market index fund that tracks something like the S&P 500 or the total U.S. stock market. Don't overthink which one. Just pick a low-cost option and start the habit. This one habit changed everything for me. Okay, you've been putting in the work. You're tracking your spending like a pro. You're saving. You're attacking that debt. You're even starting to invest. You're doing all the right financial things, following the rules. But Rule 7 asks the deeper question, the one that changes everything. Why are you doing any of this? True financial mastery under the Earn Flow Zone banner isn't just about seeing bigger numbers in your bank account. It's about using money as a tool to build a life that genuinely fulfills you. This requires consciously aligning your money, how you earn it, save it, and spend it with your deepest, most authentic values. What truly matters to you? Is it security and peace of mind? Is it freedom and flexibility? Is it adventure and new experiences? Is it contributing to a cause you believe in? Or spending quality time with the people you love most? Think about that mindless spending you identified when you started tracking. The purchases that left you feeling a bit empty later. Often, that happens when you're buying things that don't actually align with your values. You're trying to buy status, convenience, or a fleeting hit of pleasure to fill a void, rather than investing in experiences, assets, or support systems that truly build the foundation of a life you love. Much like trying to build a solid house with flimsy materials that don't match the blueprint. Rule 7 ties all the previous steps together. When you understand your values, paying yourself first isn't just some dry financial rule. It becomes actively funding a future aligned with those values. Maybe you're saving for the freedom to choose your work hours, or for that down payment on a home that represents security. Attacking debt isn't just about mathematical equations. It's about removing a heavy anchor holding you back from achieving your freedom or pursuing that adventure. Conscious spending isn't about painful deprivation. It's about deliberately choosing to spend your limited resources only on the things that truly enhance your life according to your definition of success. And here's the surprising insight. When you stop spending on things you don't actually value, you often discover you need less money than you thought to be truly happy. You find more joy and fulfillment from the money you do spend, because it's intentional and directly supporting the life you want to live. Think back to Sarah from our earlier examples. She followed the steps, tracked, saved, paid off debt, started investing. Then she hit this rule and asked herself what financial freedom meant to her. She realized her top values were family and experience. Suddenly, it became easy to cut back on things that didn't truly light her up, like expensive impulse clothing buys or the latest gadget, things she didn't deeply value. Instead, she intentionally prioritized saving for unforgettable family vacations and contributing consistently to her kids' education funds. Her total spending decreased in some areas, but her happiness and sense of purpose increased dramatically because her money was now a direct pipeline funding the life she actually wanted, not just the life advertising or social media told her she should want. This isn't just theory, it's actionable. Try this right now. Take 10 minutes, grab a pen and paper, and honestly write down your top 3 to 5 core life values. No censoring. What truly makes you feel alive, secure, or fulfilled? Now, look back at your tracked spending from earlier sections. Ask yourself, does your spending truly reflect those values? Be honest. Identify just one area of spending that clearly doesn't align with your values, and brainstorm one concrete, manageable way to reduce it by 10 to 20% this month. For example, if health is a core value, but you're spending a fortune on fast food or convenience meals, plan to cook at home 2 more nights this week. This one habit, this alignment, can change everything. You've walked the path, understanding the 7 core principles, tracking your spending, paying yourself first, tackling high-interest debt, building that crucial emergency fund, harnessing the power of compounding, investing consistently, and aligning your spending with what genuinely matters. Now let's be real. These aren't advanced trading algorithms or complex Wall Street secrets. They are, at their heart, simple behavioral principles. They demand awareness, a dose of discipline, and perhaps most importantly, unwavering consistency. They are simple, but let's not pretend they're easy. Life loves to throw curveballs. There will be months when the urge to skip saving feels overwhelming, when racking up debt for instant gratification seems appealing, or when mindless spending offers a fleeting comfort. This is exactly where the mindset shift becomes your superpower, recognizing these rules not as shackles, but as your personal blueprint for financial freedom. They work because they force you into the driver's seat, making you fiercely intentional with your most vital resource, your money. You transform from a passenger watching your finances drift into the active architect designing your future. The most powerful truth distilled from all this. The nagging question, "Where did my money go?" persists. Debt remains a heavy anchor dragging you down. Unexpected emergencies don't just disrupt, they send you spiraling deeper into financial quicksand. Compounding works against you via debt interest, or you completely miss its wealth-building magic through inaction. Your spending remains reactive, disconnected from your deepest values. You stay trapped on the earn-spend hamster wheel, always feeling like you're barely keeping your head above water, no matter how much more you earn. The chasm between your current reality and the freedom you desire widens with every single month you delay taking action. The incredible news? You hold the power to change, and that change starts today. You don't need to master all 7 rules perfectly overnight. Just pick one. Choose one single, small action step from any of the rules we've discussed that resonated most with you right now. Maybe it's setting up that tiny $10 auto transfer you've been meaning to do. Perhaps it's committing to track every dollar spent for the next 3 days. No judgment. Maybe it's identifying just one core value and one non-aligned expense you can reduce slightly this week. Whatever it is, consciously choose one thing and make a firm commitment to doing it within the next 24 hours. This isn't just about the money. It's about reclaiming your personal power and agency. Do that one thing. Then, tomorrow, pick another step, or maybe repeat the first one to build momentum. Remember, consistency compounds in your finances and in every area of your life. Your future is constructed one deliberate, intentional action at a time. The most critical moment to start building it is right now. So here we stand, at the edge of that choice. We've seen the simplicity of the path and the potential complexity of staying still. As we slow down and reflect, let the biggest takeaway settle in. The power isn't in some secret formula or market prediction. It's in the consistency of your daily habits and the strength of your mindset. The potential long-term benefit of embracing this path is profound. Not just financial security, but the freedom to live life on your own terms, with your money supporting your deepest values and ambitions. This isn't about deprivation, it's about liberation. It's a deeper insight that money, when managed with intention and discipline, becomes a powerful tool for building the life you truly desire. It's your focus, your intention, your consistency that truly moves the needle. In the end, your bank account will catch up to your mindset, not the other way around.